Hi, it's Cara from carawild.com. And whether you're new to the idea of the fact that we are energy beings, we are vibration beings, and our physical bodies and physical realities are the illusion, they're the manifestation of our vibration. So whether you're new to that idea, or whether you kind of know it, you've known it for a few years, it can be really tricky to keep that awareness in your mind and to not get hooked or lost in physical reality being real. So I thought I'd share some playful energy techniques that can work for you, whether you're a complete novice at this and you've only just come across the idea that you're an energy being and what the heck does that mean anyway, or if you've been working with energy for a while and you just like to play with energy like me. Maybe that's your Friday nights. Anyway, this is a really simple technique, and it's what people use to when they first want to start seeing auras, and it's something that I did when I very first started with Reiki energy about 20 something years ago now. I just want to give you a really brief story to help those of you that maybe like me back then was like, yeah, energy, right. So I'd already been connecting with guides, but this idea that there is energy that we can influence with just our minds and our consciousness and shift was a bit odd. I was like, I preferred psychology. And on my spiritual journey, I had a spiritual partner, a good friend, Robert, who we just did everything spiritual together. We did our Reiki training together. We had just mad spiritual adventures, and thankfully his husband and my husband were really okay with that. So we went to this meditation, this mediumship development group. Some of those were really just strange, and there was this man there who did trance channeling, and I didn't really resonate with him. He was a bit telly and preachy for me. But at the end of the channel session, we all got together in a circle, and the idea was that this man would pull down negative energy and pull down positive energy, and he would send this ball of energy around the group, and we would be able to feel the difference. And I'm like, all right, I'll play along with it. And he kind of did this focus thing, and I know what he was doing now, but he did this focus thing, and he pulled this ball of energy down into his hand, and then he passed this ball over, and everybody's kind of imagining collecting this energy ball. I'm like, my God, what have I come to? This is insane. Are we just supposed to just like agree? I was quite cynical. Anyway, so it passed around, and the good one came over, and I was like, actually, that feels quite delightful. That feels quite delicious. My body's responding to that. I can definitely feel something, and kind of passed it on. But I just thought, but I'm here with my friend, and my friend's just passed it on to me, so whatever. Then the negative one came round, and I held my hand out, and this energy came into my hand, and it was awful. It was really cold, an absence. That's the best description of it, an absence of anything, the absence of love. And I just like, okay, there might be something in this, and kind of passed it over. And then I went on to discover Reiki, and working with energy now is just like, second nature. But it's at that time, I needed I needed evidence. I needed experiential evidence so that I could have my own experience and make my own decisions about what I thought of all this teaching and idea about energy. So if you're the same and you're not sure if you even believe in this idea of energy, this can be really useful and really good techniques. So you might have seen this before. Start off by rubbing your hands together and go in between your fingertips and just loosen up the energy. So so that you can begin. This is kind of sensitizes you. So I used to think, well, this is just going to make my hands feel buzzy anyway, but this kind of just, it sensitizes you into feeling at an energy level, because it is a subtle space. It is, you know, it isn't dense like physical reality and physicality. It is subtle, and you have to use different senses. So get your hands rubbed together. Okay. And I would start by putting your hands in prayer position, just so that you can become centered and a bit calm, because this is where the subtle energies live, in this really present space. And with our busy lives, a lot of us are not present a lot of the time. So just bring your attention to your heart area. And as you do that, imagine that you are listening with ears that kind of hang out here. All right, so imagine that you're just kind of sending out your awareness, and you're listening with ears that hang around here. And that can help you come out of your physical body awareness and go into your energetic being awareness. So while your hands are still in prayer position, centered, focus on placing your attention around the auric field. You don't have to do anything else, just set that intention that you're going to listen from that space. And you might already begin to feel things and to sense things. But with your hands open, come back to just waking them up, and put your hands apart just a little bit. And I want you to use your imagination to start off with, because it's our imagination is a bridge into the non-physical. And just close your eyes and start to imagine that there's energy moving from one palm to the other. You may start to feel tingling. You may not feel anything, but just imagine that there's energy moving from one palm to the other. And then really slowly, and sometimes it's better to do this with your eyes closed so that you can focus on senses other than your vision. You can focus more on your internal vision, and just really slowly bring your hands together. And as you kind of bounce, you might feel a bit of resistance as your fields connect, your auric field connects a place that's denser. So it might feel a bit spongy. Mine's starting to feel spongy now, but it's really subtle. And then if you bring your hands in closer and closer, now that's really, if I just move them really slightly, I can really feel that. And then you might you might want to move your hands, start to shift your energy. And if you lose it at any time, you can start again. Rub your hands, come out and go to the middle. This gets you to really feel that energy. And you've got chakras on the palm of your hands. This is where some of the healing energy can come out of with Reiki. So if you take a finger now, and again go back and just imagine that you've got like an energy field around your hand, and imagine that you're sending energy out through this finger, like a witch. And go to the palm of your hand and just move it around. And imagine that you're moving energy on the palm of your hand. Oh, it tickles me. And what you can also do, if you want to start beginning to see auras, if you go to a place where it's kind of a bit of a dim light, and in front of you have a blank space, and do the same with your hands, get them moving, and put your hands up and look in between the gaps. And it needs to be with no interference on the back. So it's better if you have a like a white screen in front of you, and you can just soften the vision in your eyes, a bit like if you were looking at one of those, remember those old 3D posters? You just used to have to soften your focus a little bit, and then you could see the 3D pictures. It's like that. So if you just soften, when you start and look at the gaps in between your fingers, and you'll know when you've started to see the aura, because you'll see like a beigey colour, most likely beigey colour around the fingers, and that's the first level of aura. So you'll start to see that, and then you might see colours from that, or the energy might glow and contract and glow and contract. Sometimes it can take a little bit of time to see them. Sometimes when you pull your hands together and then pull them apart, you can see where the energy is kind of merged over and then pulling out again. So that is brilliant. When you start seeing your hands beginning to shimmer, that's your energy. That's your energy body that you are seeing. This, when you're doing this, is your energy body that you are beginning to manipulate. And once you get more comfortable with it, then you can go on to use techniques to move energy, to tune into your body and move energy around. And we can go into that on another time. So let me know how you get on. Have a play. And it's like anything to do with channeling, working with energy. It's a skill just like anything else, like carpentry or car mechanics. It's a skill. So the more that you practice this, a really good time for doing this sort of stuff is when you're laying in bed at the end of a day. So the more that you practice, the more that you develop your skill, the more easier it's going to become to get in tune with the non-physical realm, and you'll start to see other things differently in your life as well. So have a go, see what you think, let me know. And if you know any other techniques, or you like to play with it in a different way, leave comments on the blog below and let's share it in the community. Okie doke, that's me. See you later. Bye.